Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing 5 tips for taking your reborn out, and I know some YouTubers have done this before, like some reborn YouTubers, but I have some tips that are sort of a bit different to theirs, and these are just my tips, what I think are really important. I was going to say important, but then I got cut off there. Anyway, so let's get right into it. So, tip number 1, you've got to know where you want to go and sort of how you're going to take the reborn out, because if you're going to the park, you don't really want to be carrying around a car seat, do you? You'd want to take it out in like a stroller or a pushchair. So you've got to know where you want to go and which sort of kind of transport would be suitable. So if you were going to the park, you could take it in a stroller or you could take it in a baby carrier or a sling. But if you wanted to go to the supermarket, then you could take it in the car seat and put it in the cart or the trolley. Or you could take it in the stroller. My point is, you got to choose somewhere that's suitable to take your reborn and how you're going to transport it and stuff. Because recently I went to this big city and I thought, I'll take Madison out. And I thought, well, I don't want to leave her in a car just in case someone smashes a window open. And I thought, well, it's a big city and I'll be walking a lot, so maybe I won't take the pram, which was a stupid mistake, and I decided to carry her everywhere because I just thought it'd be easier and there was a lot of steps, and yeah. But that wasn't a good idea because my arms got cramped after a while. I drew a lot of attention to myself, people were staring at me, thinking, why is she holding a baby? And that was twin A, by the way. My next tip is just sort of personal preference, really. I love taking out props like little teddy bears, bottles, nappies, blankets. I love blankets. I have 5 different blankets, all for different genders, all different thickness, so I can take them out whatever weather, and people won't give me death stares. So yeah, this is just a personal preference. You might not want props, but I just think it adds to the realness, and I just really like them. I don't know, I just love taking pictures of them, so I guess that just... My next tip is just to be confident, because if you look really nervous and you draw more attention to yourself, and that is something you don't want to do, because if you're in a store and you look really nervous and looking around your shoulder all the time thinking who's around the corner, then people are just going to get suspicious and think you're trying to steal something, so you don't want to do that. So yeah, just be confident. Even if you do feel nervous, just walk in there like you're meant to be there, like you're just doing your shopping. And just don't think about the fact that you have a doll in your stroller or car seat. My next tip is quite a big one. It ties in with a confidence thing, because some people don't want to take them out because they're worried they'll see someone they know. So what I do is I usually take my dolls out in the evening, and I usually go to stores in the evening where it's less busy and you barely see anyone you know. But also I like to take them out of town in the daytime, so I barely see anyone I know. And if I do, then I can just avoid them, really. If I see them down an aisle, I just turn back and go down a different aisle, if I'm in a shop. But also you can bring a blanket with you just to cover them up if you suddenly do feel a bit nervous, or you see someone you know, they don't want to know that it's a doll. Most of the time people don't really know unless you sort of stare at it for a long time. Or another tip is, if it isn't quite as realistic as some, you can just walk past people really fast so they barely get to sort of see it. That's what I did with my Ashton Drake, because he was my first sort of reborn. I know people don't like calling them reborns, but yeah, he's not as realistic as some, so I just walked past people really fast and they just assumed, oh, it's a baby. They didn't really get to look at it for a long time, and yeah. So my last tip is that don't panic if someone does come up to you and start talking to you, because, I know I'm being a bit of a hypocrite because I do sort of panic. I start sweating and I say stupid things, but what I mean is, there's 2 ways it can go. You can either tell them you can either just go along with it and pretend it's real, or you can just tell them it's fake. But it really depends on the situation, because sometimes it's kind of awkward, and yeah. So if they're the sort of person who's going to start talking to you for hours and hours, then you should probably tell them it's not real, because sooner or later they will find out. But really, it depends on the situation. I was in a store, well, we call them shops here in the UK, but I say store because most of my audience are American. But yeah, this woman came up to me and said, "Oh, you're babysitting." And so I just laughed in response. I didn't say, "Oh, it's fake," or anything like that. So that's what I mean by just going along with it. I don't mean saying, "Oh, yeah, it is real," because that would just be silly, wouldn't it? So this is the end of the video now, and I hope you liked it, and I hope you subscribe, but if you don't, then that's fine as well. So now this is the end of the video, but I did want to talk about that outing video I made. But if you don't want to listen to that, then you can just leave, because basically all I want to say was it was really bad. And I was so tired at the time. I was a little bit delusional, and you can tell because I was like, I couldn't think of the words, and I have this problem that when I'm tired, like, the words are there, but I just can't think of them. It's a bit like a stutter, really. Well, not really stutter. Like, I know what I'm going to say, and then suddenly, when I want to say it, it's just not there. So, yeah, I do know it's very bad, and I will be making another one, hopefully, with my GoPro, so that will be really awesome, and it'll be hopefully better quality. So I hope you liked the video, and I hope you stayed just to hear me say that. So bye.